This lovely Wednesday afternoon on Dalal Street. It's also the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty, and therefore you see this 330 points downtick on the Nifty Bank, 47,711. Nothing to be worried about. Over the last 6 sessions, the Bank Nifty had added 1,280 points, and about a fourth of it is taken by the market, which is absolutely fine. If people will not book profit, then newer ones will not come in. So that's the theory as far as Nifty Bank is concerned. Because the India VIX is up pretty sharply now, 2.5% higher, and of course it's rallied for so long. It's this reason that Nifty is unable to break out the shackles of 22,600, 22,630. So whatever dips are there in the market, they have been purchased very well. Remember, our morning commentary referred to the fact that if you see 22,450, 22,400 per chance, that is the time to buy, and that's worked out brilliantly as far as trade is concerned. Let me just give you the points contribution. The Nifty is back in the green. Of the 54 points, 48 come by Reliance Industries, 2% higher. Sakshi, it's a rare day to see Reliance up in the green. Infosys is contributing 20 points, and two sectors, ladies and gentlemen, pointing to the defensive nature of today's rally: Pharma and FMCG. The Pharma index almost at a record high. The FMCG index is the top performer, up about 1.5%. And all the stocks, some of them Sakshi has already mentioned, Sun Pharma, Cipla. My take is on Hindustan Unilever, ITC. These two have contributed 13 points each to Nifty's total, and that's a very, very big positive coming in. So whenever the markets are in a bit of a doldrum and they are unable to take out previous highs, the market goes defensive. Therefore Pharma, therefore FMCG, therefore parts of IT, and of course Sakshi, there's no let up in defense. I think all the big players in the markets have their own particular fancy for a particular defense stock. So yesterday it was the shipbuilders for 2 days, Cochin and Garden Reach and Mazgaon. Today is the time for BEML and BDL, and to some extent HAL. Remember, HAL's time was 4 days ago also, before the earnings came. So it's been pre-decided कि आज इसकी बारी है, कल उसकी बारी थी. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is how the market is. A bit of a profit booking across the PSU banking space, but I won't be worried at all, Sakshi.
Okay, let's welcome our guest on the show on this note. Prashant Tapsi joins in, research analyst, senior VP of research at Mehta Equities. Prashant, warm welcome. Thank you for taking the time out. Are you also concentrating your energies on some defense stocks? And in case you can also highlight which has been your top favorite in this recent move?
I think defense is playing a very defensive game in the Indian markets right now. The way how Mr. Modi ji also recommended the name called HAL in the last meeting. So I think defense is doing great, not only focusing on the order book status in India, as well as they're focusing on the export markets. So the current government is focusing, the defense industry will have a larger exposure to the export market, and that has been discounted in the earnings as well.
Prashant, I think you meant defense is on an offense. There's hardly any defense happening within the defensive space. Shipbuilders have become rocket makers. Hindustan Aeronautics, of course, makes aircraft and fighter aircraft, and it's zooming up and away. Let's just see the Hindustan Aeronautics chart, Sakshi. It's, I think, at 4,900, and when the earnings came, it was at 4,600. And of course, 3 months ago, this was at 2,200 rupees, post-split.
Post-split.
So that's how markets are moving. Prashant, apart from defense, anything else that catches your fancy? Any two stocks you think might outperform?
Yeah, I think power sector would be the sector which is going to outperform the markets right now. In this, again, Tata Power is my favorite, and I've been recommending this stock from last few weeks. And there are a lot of action going on in the power sector, the way how heat wave is coming, and I think power bills are getting doubled from last 2 months. So Tata Power, Adani Power, these stocks will do great. I think for Q1 earnings, one should wait and watch for this, and Tata Power with a target of 500, one should wait and hold this stock.
Okay, so Tata Power we'll keep an eye out on. In fact, the entire power space is also throwing us such strong moves. Coal India is up by another 2% today. You have NHPC that's 1.5% higher. NTPC is also in the buzz as well. So the power space continues to gain some traction even in trade today. Apart from this, what else is moving in the F&O space? Let's look at GMR Airports Infra. That suddenly caught my attention. 3.5% higher in trade. Anything that you've caught in this move? What's behind this sudden move on GMR Airports Infra?
I think there is a good volume movement seen in the GMR infra and the infra space. I think technically 95 to 100 rupees can be a target. As a trader, one should focus and invest in this. But in terms of earnings, again, they were better than street estimations. But yes, the play is only on the technical breakouts, and 95 and 100 would be a target.
Okay, so that's as far as GMR Airports Infra is concerned. Two earnings that have come in and the stocks have reacted sharply. Let's look at Talbros Auto. This stock has just come out with the earnings. Here we have seen revenues improve from 175 crores to 203 crores, and the stock is now at the day's high point, about 8.7% higher in trade. And we've also seen the profits also improve from 17 crores to 50 odd crore rupees. Talbros Auto, is this on your radar? Have you tracked this stock? What do you foresee?
Fundamentally, I have not tracked this company, but just technically, I think it's a level to book profits. It was one of the best results they have reported today. So I think 350 would be a level one should look at booking profits.
Okay, got that. Let's look at Talbros Auto's share performance as well. In the last 1 month, there has been a 16% surge in this stock, and the momentum has been built in this last 1 month alone, and the results have also come in fantastic. So probably the momentum can continue as well. It's also trading near the year's high point as well. So in a 1 year perspective, the stock has given you 236% of a move on the upside. Share.
I think this is an all-time high for the stock as well. Let me just check that out. Very sharp moves over the last 4 or 5 trading sessions. Let me just see whether this is an all-time high or not. Remember, Talbros is actually the short form for Talwar Brothers, and they make gaskets. Gaskets are those things made out of corks, actually, and they are placed between two parts of a moving engine, and they create a vacuum for the engine pistons to operate fairly smoothly. Yes, this is an all-time high. The last we saw this price was somewhere in November of 2023. So a 7-8 month breakout that is there on the charts, and of course this is accompanied by a very sharp burst in volume. Let's also look at some different parts of the market. I just want to focus on how the volume buzzers are in place. Needless to add, the first 4 Sakshi are PSU stocks. Out of the first 4, 2 are defense stocks, and let's start with them. So RVNL is the top traded counter today. 2150 crores worth of transactions seen. This is of course in the green. Of course it's corrected a bit sharply from its intraday high of 358. BHEL, this is post earnings 5% down, but the counter is above 300, 302 in particular. Remember, early morning knee jerk had seen it somewhere like 295. So people taking advantage of that dip and buying into it. 2076 crores worth of transactions seen, and the 2 defense counters, HAL 3.2% higher, needless to say a fresh record high, 2000 crores worth of transactions, and BEL adding luster to its yesterday's tally, 281.20, still up 2.8%, and of course 1900 crores worth of transactions have happened. It's quite a green day, Sakshi, and it's the energy space that's buzzing. Prashant started with Tata Power. Let's take his view on Coal India. It's a fact, unless Coal India provides coal to Tata Power, factories can't work that way. So before Tata Power, Prashant, comes Coal India. What are the charts telling you? A record high today, 501.
I think the record high will start moving higher and higher. The way they are doing production all-time high in the last quarter, Q4 numbers, I think the numbers can be better in Q1, Q2 and Q3 as well. So I think the stock is towards long-term target of 560 and 580. And we are very much bullish on this. And this has been the raw material for every power sector in India. And their production and their numbers are really touching all-time highs.
Fair point. This is a view coming in on Coal India. Sakshi, let's look at the top gainers in the FNO space. You had mentioned Cipla, if I am not mistaken. That's a view that we need to take. So it's absolutely a defensive day. Top gainer in the FNO space is Granules India, 4.3% higher, 427. You have Cipla, 3% higher, 1485. We have a breakout happening on Lupin also, and of course Dr. Reddy's is buzzing 1.8% higher, 5885. Prashant, any favorites amongst the pharma pack? What do you think?
I am a bit negative on one stock, which is Sun Pharma. I think the results are due today, and technically
Yes.
there are some kind of indication which says this the numbers are not so good been expected below the street estimations. I think the stock can trade below 1500 post results as well. So I am short on Sun Pharma and very much positive on Granules post the block deal which Mr. Promoter has sold today in the morning trades. So positive on Granules and negative on Sun Pharma.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on the pharma space. Apart from this, there's one more stock that's reported its earnings, Kaveri Seeds Company. Let's look at this stock. It's up by 6% at 868 odd rupees, and this is after the earnings have come in. Now, this is after the company has reported the revenue uptick from 74 crores to 98 crore rupees as well, and there is a sharp reduction in the loss of the company. Remember, last year same quarter the company had reported a loss of 15 crores. This has now got reduced to 27 lakh rupees as well, and which is why we do see a sharp uptick with volumes on Kaveri Seeds as well. How are you looking at this stock? Prashant, do you track Kaveri Seeds closely?
Yes, I track it on technical charts. Again, 900 can be a level to watch on book profits. But yes, from last 15 days, the stock was consolidating and post the results again. There is a good volume growth today, which is seen for 6% up. And I think target would be 900, and post 900, there should be a good profit booking attempts.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the move on Kaveri Seed is expected. One more results reaction, and that is Paytm. Remember, we had discussed Paytm early in the morning. Once the results had come in, the loss had widened to 550 odd crore rupees. But if you look at the stock, it's now moved to the high point of the day. I will list out for you a few statements that have been made by the management. But in the meanwhile, if I can request Prashant to look at the charts and tell us, where is stock headed now, 369 currently?
I think one should go positive on the Paytm right now. I think post results, the worst is over. I think so in terms of booking losses. The way they are expanding and they're marketing too much in their product segments, and I think NBFC segment would be a segment which can look better. I think the bottom is almost done right now. The upside is still waited to be on a better outlook on the business model. For a long-term investor, I think 350, 360 level would be a good level to start accumulating this stock as a long-term investors. But yes, on technicals again, 400, 420 would be a near-term target for me in Paytm.
Okay. Sakshi, I think what we need to note down is the fact that everybody in the markets is very optimistic about Paytm, and we often feel that इससे बुरा और क्या होगा, MSCI India Index से नमस्ते हो गई, उससे पहले RBI का जो documentation था, it was so clear, February 29th, end of story, right? No ifs and buts, nothing at all. After that, loss has widened from what, 199 to 500, right? That's the level of the loss. And now a 5% upper circuit. So ladies and gentlemen, please also take a view of not one but several independent financial advisors should you want to buy this dip. This is a stock that has, how should I say, broken many hearts and sadly many more wallets than what we can think of. And Sakshi, what's really interesting now is that, I just recently noticed that on Android as well as the Apple universe, you have the RBI digital currency that's come in as a part of the App Store. So just maybe there is a replacement in the works. So one needs to be very cautious. But yes, as bad as that could happen has happened. Let's hope that the pipeline is now clean as far as Paytm is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now at 252, flat as flat can be. Nifty at 22,588. आई थिंक आज 22,600 के ऊपर बाजार बंद हो जाए तो बढ़िया रहेगा. In the last 7-8 trading sessions, we've seen the 100, the 50 and the 21-day exponential moving average being back with the bulls. The all-time high is 22,789, 790. There is a good chance that you'll see an all-time high before June 4th. And of course, the move today is led by Reliance. Prashantji, would you have a view on how Reliance is moving?
I think yes, Reliance is the stock which Reliance and Adani Group will make markets towards the new high. As you said was right before the election announcement, I think a new high can be seen in the market. Any close above 22,600 today or tomorrow, we can see a new high before that. But with respect to Reliance, yes, I think it is taking the big brother kind of momentum in the markets to make sure the markets are trading higher in the bad days. The way how markets have traded from last 7 days with 500 points momentum, we are almost out of election jitters. Whatever negative markets were expecting with respect to the phase 1 to phase 5 numbers, I think that is gone. And we are looking for new highs and a surprise from the election data.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Reliance. Actually, what are you watching? I have this feeling that you'll see a digit change on HAL today.
Okay, right now at 4956. Let's see if that 5,000 really comes in today. We'll keep an eye out on this one. But you know, there's another results that have come in. GE Power Q4. We were talking about the power space. The company is now come into black after being in losses in the last year same quarter. The stock has reacted positively again, about a 6.5% move right after the company has reported profitability. Remember, it was about a 13 crore loss last year. It's now reported a 3 crore profit in this year's quarter as well. GE Power, do you look at this one also positively? Sharp spike after the earnings. Oh, now it's now up 12.5% higher in trade. How does this one look?
I think again a sharp spike should be looked at profit booking attempts. This was a surprise what market was not expecting, but a 12% gain in a day is a great opportunity to book profits. And higher levels, I think 400 can be a best case scenario for a day or two trade. But I think fresh position not advised at these levels. And if you already bought it, I think one should look to book profits here.
Okay, and Shell, your earlier erstwhile favorite, Electra Green Tech is up 5.5%,
really?
1793.
Okay. Wow.
Sharp move on this one as well. After a long while, we haven't been in touch with this stock.
Absolutely.
But JBM Auto also 5% higher. So the auto ancillary stocks are again on the move, which are related to the EV space.
So JBM Auto. Okay. I have an ancillary list also. Let me just go to it. After Talbros, I sort of kicked it out open as well. So Alicon Castalloys, I think the numbers came in 2-3 days ago. This is up 9%, 1071. You're right, Talbros is still buzzing 6% higher, 333. JBM Auto 5.8% higher. Electra Green also moving up. There is the bus company that not many people know about, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Automobile Corporation of Goa Limited. Sakshi, it's owned by the Tatas. ACGL. Let's see what ACGL is doing. At the moment, this is flat. They make buses. And this is something to be looked at for the real longer term, for those who have the gumption to see a 2-year wait. The stock has done fairly substantially well. Automobile Corporation of Goa Limited, PCR, I'm just requesting if you can fire it. ACGL, you'll see the price at about 1945. Sakshi, not many people know of this company and therefore they don't track it. But one of those rare instances, I don't think so, we have the stock price as well. Prashantji, are you aware of Automobile Corporation of Goa Limited?
I just noted the name in my paper to just go and do some research on that. It was surprised to see this is a stock which is listed and I am not aware of.
Yes, and it's a very, very well capitalized, very fundamentally strong company belonging to the Tata Group. You must keep an eye out on this one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have that in our PCR lot, so what can be done? But maybe you can just check it out on the BHEL or the NSE website. Very low volume stock, but it does amazing when it goes on the long side. What else is happening in the capital goods space today? Okay, because metal is in very fine shape, Sakshi, electrode makers which are used to melt scrap steel, HEG and Graphite India, they are doing pretty well. 5% uptick on HEG, 2700. Graphite India 1% higher, 60920. These are the two stocks also that are buzzing fairly well in the capital goods space. What else is in the green? Let me just talk about some stocks that we've seen some profit booking happening on. BHEL we've discussed. Kirloskar Brothers, thankfully, 5% lower. Kirloskar Engineering 5% lower. This is a good amount of profit booking that's coming in. Power India, the earnings were pretty good. Profit for the fourth quarter had doubled to 113 crores. The counter slipped 3.5% at 10,440. And of course, you have Siemens and ABB down about 1.5%, 2%. Nothing to be worried about. Remember, for the last month or so, ABB has moved from 5,500 to 8,500. Siemens has moved from 4,500 to 7,200. And a bit of a profit booking happening at current levels. Prashantji, anything that has caught your fancy?
I think Siemens would be a good stock to look at again for a 1 year perspective with a very good 5-digit target from these levels. So I think any sell off in the market as well as in the stock, one should look at buying the stock for 5-digit targets.
Okay, this is what is coming in. As far as Prashant is concerned, Prashant, we'll be meeting you after a while. Any nice medium term pick on the charts that looks good to you over the next 10 days or so? Okay, not 10 days. June 1st.
Okay. So I think Bharti Airtel would be a stock one should look at for next few days. Pre-election result, I think that would be a good stock to look at, and with a target of almost 1420 and 1450. This stock can do a good momentum before election result or on the day of elections.
Fair point. Remember, earnings were muted for the fourth quarter as far as Bharti were concerned, below expectations. But here is a recommendation coming in at near record highs. Remember, the sentiment has also changed between earnings and now. The FPO of Idea, Vodafone Idea, was very well subscribed by the market. A lot of marquee investors stepped in. So we'll remember you by this, Prashantji, and have a nice day. And hopefully you voted for your portfolio and for your technical charts while the elections were on in Mumbai. Am I right?
Yes, I did my work. Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's as far as Prashantji is concerned. We'll shortly be joined by another gentleman, Ruchit Jain, lead research analyst at 5paisa.com. The Nifty, Sakshi, I have repeated myself so many times, flat as flat can be, 35 points higher. A bit of a downtick which is accelerating on the Nifty Bank, 47,600, down 440 points, and whatever is lost on the Nifty Bank has been added on the IT index, 230 points higher, 33,630. Sakshi.
Okay, let's also welcome our guest on the show then. Ruchit Jain, lead research analyst at 5paisa, now joins in. Ruchit, Nifty Bank has slipped to the day's low point. It's now down by 1.2%. Weekly expiry as far as the Nifty Bank is concerned. How are you looking at trading the index?
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon to both of you. Well, I think today, although we have seen a relative underperformance in the Bank Nifty index, but still I just believe that this could be just a pullback move, and there are no signs of trend reversal. So our markets, what we can witness in last couple of trading sessions, have been in a consolidation phase on the index front, which seems to be a time-wise correction. The India VIX is trading at higher levels. We have seen a decent up move from this recent swing lows of 21,825. So some volatility could be expected, but the broader trend still remains intact. If not banking, then some other sector have been participating in this up move. You can see some pullback move in IT, FMCG. No, the defense sector stocks have been doing quite well. Yesterday we witnessed the PSU names doing quite good. So when we see such momentum where sector rotation keeps happening, so I think the downside due to that in the index, seems to be very limited. So we are not expecting any significant down move in as far as Nifty is concerned. Yes, Bank Nifty, a bit of high beta names are there, and hence we are witnessing some kind of relative underperformance. But still, I think it would be prudent to take a buy and dip strategy on the Bank Nifty as well. Any declines towards 47,300, 47,200, if it comes, then risk reward ratio would become favorable to create fresh longs there too. And as far as Nifty is concerned, 22,500 has high open interest in amongst the put options now. So, which indicates that the downside seems to be very limited there too. So it's a more of a stock specific market where wherever sector rotations are happening, one should just look for trading opportunities over there.
Okay, Ruchit, let me get your stock ideas as well. How are you keeping an eye out on? Are you concentrating your energies on the defense, railway pack that's been on the move, or has anything else caught your attention?
So FMCG space, I think, have come back into momentum. We have seen
Yeah.
that recently, many stocks from the FMCG space have witnessed good price volume action. So Britannia is one of the FMCG name, I think, where technically we have seen a flag pattern breakout in today's trading session. The volumes are good along with the price up move, so we may see a continuation of this up move towards 5,500. So short-term traders can go long in Britannia at current levels, also giving stop loss below 5,150 for potential targets around 5,500. And Cipla is the another counter where technically structures have turned quite positive after the results we did witness some sort of volatility. But from lower levels, clear buying interest has been seen, and the stock yesterday has surpassed its swing high of 1430, 1440. And again, good volumes have been there in this up move. So Cipla, I think this stock could head towards its previous swing high or even make new highs over here. So at current levels, one can buy some, keep some room to average in case if we get any dip towards that 1440, 1450. So that the risk reward ratio would turn favorable over there. Stop loss on the long position should be below 1420. First targets would be seen around 1510 where the previous swing highs are there, and once that is crossed, I think positionally 1550 can be expected in Cipla.
Right. Let's just focus on two news points, Sakshi. BEL, as if there was a lack of positive news, there is one more. The company's won orders worth 1,150 crore rupees for today. That's what the announcements that's just come in, and it's been rocketing like no other stock that I have seen in recent memory. 9 rupees higher today, 283.3. Remember, this is again a record high. Stunning set of numbers coming day after tomorrow, and the day after yesterday. I'm so sorry, day before yesterday, and the rally, of course, gathering momentum. Earnings coming in from Max Healthcare. Fourth quarter consolidated net profit is at 252 crore rupees, flat as it can be. The year ago number was exactly the same. And you have an uptick on sales. Max Healthcare fourth quarter revenue at 1,420 crores versus 1,200 crores. So that's a bit substantial jump, but profit remaining stagnant. Another set of numbers that has come in is from SKM egg products. This is a cut in net profit to 10.2 crore rupees versus 29.7 crores a year earlier. Oh, Sun Pharma is here, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter consolidated net profit at 2,650 crore rupees versus 1980 crores. This is a huge beat. You will see the stock coming back into the green just right there in front of the screen. The estimate was 2,377 crores, ladies and gentlemen. So this is something to be looked forward to. We'll keep the stock on the screen for you. This is most probably going to change color fairly shortly, and this is the only number that I have. Revenues also come in. It's at 11,980 crores versus 10,900 crores. This is less than expected. Nevertheless, there has been a sharp rise in fourth quarter revenue, and of course a very sharp rise in profit. I think a 25% rise in profit to 2,650 crore rupees versus an estimate of 2,377 and a year ago number of 1980 crores. Your view, Ruchit, on Sun Pharma?
The last 1 month, if you see, the stock has
Yes.
not done anything. In fact, it has seen a broad consolidation where 1560 has acted as a resistance, but again, the stock has not broken its 100-day moving average support, which is around 1470. So technically, it's still in the range. 1470 to 1560 seems to be a corrective phase. And once we get a breakout above that 1560 mark, then I think the stock could resume its momentum on the positive side. So if any existing long positions are there, I would advise them to continue to hold on. And if we see any follow-up move after the results where the stock gives a breakout above 1560, then one can look for fresh entry as well.
Absolutely. The day's low, Sakshi, was 1505. We are already at 1540, and in less than 1 or 2 seconds, this will be in the green. Sakshi.
5 rupees of an interim dividend also announced by Sun Pharma. So that's another one that's probably leading to this recovery as well. And the profit has improved from 1984 crores last year same quarter to 2655 crores, as Shell rightly pointed out. As far as profits are concerned, the when we talk about the revenues front, it's come in at 11,982 crore rupees. Remember, the estimate was just around 12,316 crores. So it's now coming in below, in fact, when you talk about the revenues front. But it's a 5 rupee interim dividend also that's been announced for Sun Pharma. We'll continue to keep an eye out on. I think it's reduced the losses now. It may come into the green anytime. That we see a 0.5% loss still remaining on this one. Another pharma counter that is actually looking up after the results, that is Strides Pharma. Here the company reported a profit of 18.2 crores and the revenue also rose about 10% on a year-on-year basis. The company also received US FDA approval on sucralfate oral suspension. The news had come in, and on the back of both these news, we had seen even Strides Pharma, jumping about 898 rupees odd currently right now. Ruchit, do you track this one?
Yes, the trend seems to be quite strong over here. Last few trading sessions we have seen some consolidation, but still the stock has managed to hold quite well above 820 support. And in fact, today's trading session, post results, we have seen the quite good volume action along with the price up move. So I think the stock has potential to rally towards 950, 960 in the near term. Any long positions can be held on if you get any dips towards 870, 860. So ideally, the risk reward ratio could become favorable to take fresh longs there as well.
Okay, so that's the pharma space. But the other space that I wanted to discuss with you, Ruchit, is the insurance space, especially LIC. There is no let up, 3% higher today after yesterday's strong move, 1055 right now. How are you looking at the momentum built up here? Let me also bring in one more insurance stock for you, for all our viewers to see whether there is a sectoral trend that is emerging. GIC. Let's look at that one. I think there's a sharp uptick in trade on GIC as well, 10.5% higher, strong volumes on this one too. How are you looking at these spaces? Ruchit, what looks positive?
Within the entire insurance basket, one should be stock specific, stocks which are going up with good volume. LIC is there, GIC, both of them which you pointed out are looking positive. So LIC, if you see before the month of February, from till the month of February 2024, we had seen a price up move which was supported by very good volumes. Stock registered a high of around 1150, and from which we witnessed some correction towards 900 mark. Now the kind of volumes that we have seen during the price up move before February, the volumes on the correction were very low. So price going up with good volumes, correction based on low volumes, I think that's a good structure from a broader perspective. And after forming a support base around its 100-day exponential moving average, the stock seems to have resumed its uptrend. So I think LIC can do well, and it can again approach the previous highs of 1150, 1160 quite soon. Similarly, even GIC RE today we have witnessed breakout after a consolidation supported by good volumes. So I think this stock too has a good potential to rally towards 420, 430 in the near term.
Both these stocks are doing pretty well. I'll add one from my side. New India Assurance Company Limited, NIACL. 6.5% higher at 246.75. These are the three public sector insurers that have started moving in sync. LIC started yesterday afternoon, and the other two have come up today. What else is sticking in the green? I just don't want to touch the defense space. We've discussed it many times. Let's look at oddball sector. Remember, early morning there was the earnings that came in from BHEL, right? They were below par, and the stock has also been sort of hamstrung since morning. Ruchiji, what would be a good level to step back into BHEL on the long side?
The stock had already rallied before the results. So I think irrespective of number, this is just unwinding of some positions which has dragged the stock lower. But still we are not witnessing a change in the broader trend. So in case of any dip, if we get towards 275, 280, I think the stock would again try to form some good support base over there. So the broader trend has not changed with just 1 days of correction. It's just I think that the stock had already rallied before the numbers, so some profit booking has been seen. But even in case in such a contra move, if the stock comes towards around 275 levels, then use that as an opportunity to create long positions over there.
Sakshi, I think we'll just wait for a day or two for BHEL's anger to die down. Actually, traders' anger with BHEL to die down, and then again you'll see this very sharp uptick happening. Just I think till yesterday it was at 319, 322 rupees ahead of the earnings, and then this slam dunk that happened in the morning. I think the low was 295 that you see. Let's hope it closes above 301, and then maybe we'll discuss it. You had two research reports on BHEL.
Oh yes, Kotak Institutional Equity is still believing that the fair value of the stock is at 75 rupees, a sharp downtake. And of course there was then the CLSA report also, which had pegged the stock, of course given a sell rating, and pegged the target price at 189 rupees. They continued to say that the FY24 gross margin fell 58 basis points, a 6 year of a decline for this one, which management said should be the bottom, but operationally another weak quarter is something that they have been surprised with at this point in time. On BHEL, how are you reading the charts, Ruchit? Anything about caution, or should these dips be clearly bought?
One should look to buy on dip strategy should be kept, but as I mentioned that I would look to advise buying at further lower levels in case if we get any dip towards 275 to 80 kind of range.
Nifty is back up above day's high level, 22,600 now. So clearly divergent trend. So the Nifty bank is at the day's low, and the Nifty is at the day's high point as well. But I think Nifty bank also has seen some recovery from the day's lowest point.
Actually, it's a dramatic recovery.
It's a recovery of about 300 or 350 odd points that we see on the Nifty bank. It's now just about 0.4% lower in trade. It was down by 1.2% when I last checked. So this sharp recovery that's happening, and therefore that's led to the Nifty also inching higher to above 22,604. Ruchit, what do you read?
So I know at the start, as we said, it's not a kind of a downtrend which we are in. So overall trend for the market is positive, and whenever we are in an uptrend and we get any kind of dips, that dips should be used as a buying opportunity. So the downside seems to be very limited. So my view remains same that one should not be on the short side of the market, but rather any such corrections are good opportunities to create fresh longs.
Okay, so 47, 435 was the intraday low for the Bank Nifty. And if you look at 435 and subtract it from 864, it's an easy 430 point of a sharp bounce back that has come in. I believe this would be because of, let's just give you the details on this one. Only the banks matter at this point of time. So Axis, okay, it's still down. 1128. Let's just check the low. Let's look at HDFC Bank. I think yes. Okay. So it's all because of HDFC Bank, ladies and gentlemen. It's now back in the green, and let's see what the snap quote of HDFC Bank says. What's the low? 1448. It's now at 1462. So 12 plus 2. 14-point uptick from day's low, and that's happened in the last maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Remember, about 36-37% weightage of the bank Nifty rests with HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is also the heaviest weighted counter in the Nifty, and therefore both have perked up. I was hoping for a close above 22,600. It's happened. Sakshi कुछ और मांगा होता वो मिल जाता.
That's very true.
So रुचित जी, इसी हफ्ते रिकॉर्ड हाई या कुछ और इंतजार करना पड़ेगा? रिलायंस आपने चलवाई दिया कल, बैंक निफ्टी साक्षी ने चलवा दिया, अब आपको और क्या चाहिए?
बस जैसे अभी आप चलवा दे और बाकी तो इसी हफ्ते हम नए हाईज पे देख लेंगे.
मेरे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है.
आप निफ्टी चलवा सकते हैं, हम स्टॉक्स के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं.
मैं तो बहुत पहले कह चुका हूँ कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लीजिए, नया हाई आ रहा है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
So the last leg, Sakshi, Pharma has started, the last leg FMCG has started kicking in as far as the Nifty is concerned. Remember, the rally earlier was led by metals. Then FMCG and Pharma stepped in. A bit of IT was always there. And now it's the turn of FMCG today to start kicking in. Therefore, the likes of, Hindustan, Unilever, ITC. Sakshi, the stock for the next 3 months will be ITC. Yeah. Today in the green, 5 rupees higher, 440. Then lever is 2.5% higher. When did you last see lever 2.5% higher? 4 साल तो मेरे को हो गए देखते देखते. रुचित जी, change of trend on lever?
Yes, seems because I think with the stock has completed its time-wise, price-wise corrective phase, where the stock corrected from 2650 to 2200, 2150. Now the good thing is that after a long period of time, a good buying interest has been seen in the entire sector. It's not that only lever. You look at stocks such as Marico, after results, a good breakout was seen. Colpal was the only stock which was already outperforming, but Marico is there. Britannia has given a breakout supported by good volumes. Lever has seen good price volume action recently. So I think the entire sector, which has gone through a lot of pain and a lot of relative underperformance in this entire uptrend since March 2024, I think some sort of at least a pullback, a decent pullback move would be seen. So I think the worst is behind as far as price-wise correction is concerned. So gradual pullback could be expected in stocks from the FMCG space, which includes HUL, and from a near-term perspective, 2450 is where we are expecting the stock could head.
Fair point. 320, 10 minutes left. Let's mark the new highs in the market, accompanied by a burst in volume. So that is both a price and a volume breakout at record levels. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the key to success if you are trading the long side. Okay. PNC Infratech, we generally don't discuss this stock, but 12% higher. This is a company that is into construction, 513 for you. A very strong move which is accompanied by a burst of volume. About 9 lakh shares have been traded. Actually, 2 crore shares have been traded on PNC Infra. The 9 lakh transaction was just a minute ago. And this has come on very, very heavy volume of very, very heavy price move. Needless to say that this is a record high for PNC Infra. Sakshi, this is 32 times the 5-day average, the volume that you see of 2 crore shares. You've discussed GIC Ray, 1.54 crores in terms of shares, 22 times the volume. GIC Ray is not at a record high, but it's moved from a lower level. Amongst the auto ancillary space, CIE India, this is now a French auto ancillary company. It was earlier in partnership with the Mahindras. 531, 6% higher, 43 lakh shares in volume. Earnings boy Metropolis Hospital, you marked in the morning, 2.75% higher. This is 1955. Earlier morning moves were upwards of 2000. Yeah, that's what you see, 2050. Then you have a JBM Auto, which actually is marked Electra Green, both 5-7% higher. Hindustan Zinc, I just want to see what Hindustan Zinc is doing.
5%, I think.
5% today also?
I think so.
I've closed my eyes to that stock. It's just the low float on Hindustan Zinc that's abetting the bulls on that one. 771, 4% higher. Yesterday's 19%, today's 4%, all put together in the last 1 month, almost 80% rally you've seen on Hindustan Zinc. रुचित जी, आप भी क्या मेरी तरह मायूस हैं हिंदुस्तान जिंक से या आपके पास है?
नहीं, मेरे पास नहीं है, बट वी इनिशियली रिकमेंडेड दिस स्टॉक टू ऑन द लॉन्ग साइड, बट बहुत जल्दी प्रॉफिट बुक करके एग्जिट भी करवा लिया था. बट देन इट हैज बीन अ फिनोमिनल मूव व्हाट वी आर विटनेसिंग. The overbought momentum readings keep getting overbought and the stock is not stopping at all. So although the entire metal space में काफी अच्छा move है, and I think also दूसरे stocks में भी काफी opportunities है, but yes, not like Hindustan Zinc. This is just one of an exceptional move that we have seen.
And you know, Sakshi, remember we were talking about this feeling of missing out.
Yeah.
आप 10 शेयर खरीद लो हिंदुस्तान
There is no
जिंक के.
dearth of FOMO in this market. There is no dearth. Everybody is feeling the FOMO. किसी का डिफेंस रह गया, किसी का रेलवे रह गया, अब किसी का FMCG और फार्मा ना रह जाए, उसके लिए रुचित जी लगातार हमें बता रहे हैं कि देख लो, किसी का मेटल्स रह गया. मतलब आई एम श्योर
अगर आप चाहते हो कि हिंदुस्तान जिंक का रेट गिर जाए तो 10 शेयर खरीद के देख लीजिए.
और अगर आप चाहते हो कि लगता है कि बहुत ओवर वैल्यूड हो गया, HAL से बेच के निकल के देख लीजिए, आपको पता चल जाएगा अगले 10 दिन में क्या होगा.
आप बेच के देख लीजिए, 10,000 दिखा देगा 2 महीने में. दिस इज ऑफ कोर्स अ जोक, बट यू नो दिस इज हाउ life in the markets is. Stocks that refuse to move, you exit them in a fit of anger, and in the next 1 month they will rise 30% and cock a snook at you. And those who keep on rising, just sell 10 rupees and then you'll realize how badly you've been taken for a ride. That's exactly what markets are, ladies and gentlemen. 3:24. Let's just start wrapping the markets. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, today was the weekly expiry of the Nifty Bank. We've had a fairly decent outing as far as both the indices are concerned. My wish has been granted. We'll be closing above 22,620. Remember, these are small incremental steps that the market is taking before exit polls on June 1st and also the final result on June 4th. Slow and steady wins the race. I think in the last 10 trading sessions, the Nifty has added somewhere like 630 points that are right there in front of you. Actually more. The low was 21,821. So 180 plus 620. That's a rally of 800 points. That's there on the Nifty Bank. And I'm sorry, on the Nifty. And on the Nifty Bank, Sakshi, I think you give it maybe 5-7 more minutes. You just see the Nifty Bank moving back in the green. So intraday moves are now getting stronger and more volatile. The Nifty Bank just 116 points lower. Just about 20 minutes ago, it was a low of 47,435. Sakshi, from then on a rally of 490 points. Yours.
Absolutely. What about any BTST trades that you'd like to take, Ruchit, in this market?
Granules is looking a bit positive. Today we have seen a good price volume action. Price up move supported by good volumes. It's on the verge of breakout from its. In fact, it's in the verge of the breakout from its previous swing highs as well. So I think one can create long positions over here in the granules with stop loss below 420 and expect targets around 442 to 445.
Okay, so we'll continue to keep an eye out on granules even tomorrow. Remember, there's the one news flash that I wanted to just read out. OYO or Oracle Stays has withdrawn its DRHP from the SEBI. So all those viewers who'd been expecting OYO's IPO to be coming, perhaps you'll have to wait. For now, they've withdrawn the DRHP. That's one news flash that I just wanted to read for all our viewers. Of course, apart from this, there is also, Schaeffler, which you used to check, Shell, even that's up about 4.5% again in trade today. Even though I was checking your other favorites like Timken, they are still low, but Schaeffler has improved dramatically even today. And the other PSU companies making a comeback, ITI. Remember when the PSU rally started, ITI was consistently moving up, consolidated a bit again in trade today. It's up about 4.5%. So yeah, so day's high point almost for Schaeffler. You can see 4,500 levels for Schaeffler, almost 207 rupees of an uptick that you can see on this one. ITI 4% higher. These are the two stocks that I just wanted to mark as well. Anything between these stocks that you also like, Ruchit?
Not for fresh buying, but no, Shuffler definitely no has been an uptrend, but the stock has already rallied very sharply in last few days. So no, for fresh buying, the stop losses are too far. But yes, if any existing long positions are there, then I think it's good for them to continue to ride the trend.
Sakshi, I just wanted to highlight the mad frenzy in the IPO market. Remember, you just mentioned that OYO has pulled out. Yesterday, I got some news that there was this 26 crore rupee SME IPO. Make a guess how much money that IPO raised in oversubscription. रुचित जी एक बार आप भी guess कीजिए.
Yeah, I think over 300% of gains is what you've seen on this
Okay,
one, I think.
300%. No, I'm just अभी तो list नहीं हुआ.
Acha, okay.
I'm just saying oversubscription.
Oh ho ho.
I'll break your heart. 11,200 crores is what they raised against an IPO size of 26 crores.
Oh no.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the frenzy in the market. People have taken this, buy the dip very seriously. Remember, the Nifty's low today was 22,480, I think. Yes, 22,483. From then on to 622. So that's 18 plus 122. A 140 point uptick on Nifty as well. And each day, my feeling gets a little better that we are going to see a record high fairly soon. We are sitting on Wednesday, right? Thursday, Friday. रुचित जी फ्राइडे को करवा दें अगर आपकी इजाजत हो तो.
और
रिकॉर्ड हाई.
मतलब आप ही के हाथ में है, जब आप चाहे तभी करवा लीजिए.
आप वादा कीजिए कि आप आएंगे रिकॉर्ड हाई वाले दिन तो फिर हम लोग करवा देंगे.
डेफिनेटली रहेंगे हम.
चलिए, on that very optimistic note, Sakshi, let's call it a day on what has been a wonderful weekly expiry for the Bank Nifty, and tomorrow is Nifty's turn.
Yes, absolutely. Let's start wrapping up the markets. Thank you so much, Ruchit, for being with us on this special edition and sharing with us all these insights about the markets. So just about a minute to go for the markets to shut shop. 90 points higher in trade for the Nifty. It's closing in near the high point of the day. So 22,622 being seen. The Nifty Bank has recovered very sharply from the day's low point, and you can see a 47,895 odd level for this one. Just about 150 points of a loss for this. The Nifty IT has seen sharp recovery, 0.7% of gains coming in. Broader markets, the mid caps were up by about 0.3% odd or so. The Pharma index also rallied sharply. It's ending near the day's high point, almost a percent higher in trade. So that's the one that also continued to gain sharply towards the end of the session. Small caps are down by 0.3%. So mixed trade as far as the broader markets are concerned. Apart from this, when we look at the other sectors, you will be able to see that IT, of course, went up in trade today. Let's look at FMCG that continued to rally, about 1.4% higher for this one. Apart from this, metals were down, 0.5% lower. Pharma up 0.6%, realty up 0.8%. Mixed trade there. PSU banks, private banks, they also recovered from the day's low, but definitely losses being seen. About 0.2% of a loss for the PSU banking index, and the private index down by about 0.5% in trade. Top movers: Cipla, Tata Consumer Products, HUL, Coal India, Reliance Industries, that led to a lot of the recovery today. 29.20, that's where it is ending at, and Britannia. On the other side, when we talk about the losers today, well, it is Shriram Finance, State Bank of India, Polo Hospitals, Hindalco, Hero Moto. These were the top losers. F&O basket, Granules is the top one. BTST called by Ruchit on this one, 4.5% higher. Oberoi Realty shot up about 3.8% just last few minutes of trade. GMR Airports Infra and BEL for sure 3.5% higher. On the downside, BHEL down 5.5%. IEX down 3.5%, Hindustan Copper down by 3.6%, and Max Financial Services also down by about 3.7% in the F&O space. So that's as far as the market wrap is concerned. Do stay tuned with us on Business Today, even beyond the stock market hours, as we continue to get you all the news from the world of business and finance. And until then, thanks a lot from both BHEL and me on this edition.
investigation into the alleged assault on AAP MP Swati Maliwal gains momentum. A police team has taken Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's aide and accused Bibhav Kumar to Mumbai. The investigators want to retrieve data from his formatted iPhone. They suspect that Bibhav Kumar may have destroyed crucial evidence